Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Munchop Piper here. Well, today's video is entitled The Evolution of a Pipe Smoker. I wanted to do this video so that it's mainly for the potential pipe smoker and the brand new pipe smoker and even maybe the intermediate pipe smoker. But now this is the evolution for me. This is what happened to me when I evolved from a non-pipe smoker to where I am today. So I just thought it would be something kind of neat to kind of go along, kind of travel along as when I first started up to now. Some of the things that I found difficult about pipe smoking, some of the joys I have about pipe smoking. I just wanted to I'm probably not alone in this evolution, but every pipe smoker's evolution is different from another pipe smoker. So this is just mine, and in no way should you follow my path. You need to follow your own path. But I just thought it would be a kind of a neat video to kind of give you an idea of what I went through and the feelings I had and things like that. So let's get started in the beginning. I have said this in prior videos that the reason I started pipe smoking is because of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I just thought it was so amazing how wonderful, these hobbits and wizards and everything found pipe smoking. And it intrigued me. It kind of excited me, and I was really wanting to try it. But I'm 16. I don't have very much money. At the time, I don't think I had a job. So I discovered that there was a couple of pipe stores in Lexington, Kentucky, where I grew up. So I went to one of them, which was in the Turfland Mall. And I can't remember the name. Tobacco Lane. It was called Tobacco Lane. Well, there was an elderly lady that ran it. She owned it. And so I went in there and I asked her if I could have a job. And she said, "Kid," she was a little bit rough around the edges. She said, "Kid, get out of here. We don't have a job for you." Well, every day, I think I did it for about a month. I would come in, she would see me coming, and she'd go, "Oh, not him again." So eventually, finally, she decided, all right, I'm going to hire this kid, and I'm going to give him some jobs to do. All I did was I just cleaned the shelves. I really wasn't allowed to run the register or to give out tobacco or anything. I worked there for quite a while. I just doing odd jobs and things. But my first paycheck, I asked, instead of getting a paycheck, if I could pick out a pipe. And she said yes. So I picked out a pipe which was comparable to the amount of money I made. And it was a Ben Wade freehand. So I really hadn't smoked a pipe at that point. And so at the time, they gave you a free 2-ounce bag of tobacco. And of course, at that time, everybody always said, hey, the best tobacco to start out on is an aromatic. So I got an aromatic tobacco. And I went home and I started learning how to smoke a pipe. Well, of course, I did everything wrong. I didn't know how to pack it. I didn't know how to light it. I didn't know how to draw it. I didn't know anything. I was completely lost. And because of that, I got horrible tongue bite, and the tobacco was just horrible. It tasted horrible. So I continued to push through. I would smoke as much of it as I could. At that time, I could only smoke about a half a bowl because it just was horrendous. So I would bring my pipe with me when I went to the mall or went to work. And I kept asking people, what am I doing wrong? Kid, don't bother me. Kid, don't bother me. You'll learn. You'll figure it out. That was the biggest thing. You'll figure it out. Don't worry. I didn't. And eventually, a couple of people kind of took pity on me and showed me some things I was doing wrong. They showed me how they packed their pipes, how they light their pipes, so on. But it's still, I mean, 6 months in, it was still, a challenge to, to get any of the good flavor out of the tobacco. And it was because I wasn't drawing correctly. My pipe would get really hot, and I assumed from seeing other people that that's how you did it. You drew in the smoke and blew it out. Drew in the smoke, blew it out. Drew in the smoke, blew it out. It didn't. It didn't occur to me that smoking a pipe was more of a relaxing thing instead of a chore. I went at it as if it was a chore. Oh, okay, this is how I'm expected to smoke a pipe because that's how I see everybody. But I wasn't seeing what they were. I wasn't really seeing how they were smoking their pipes. I saw them draw on it and blow out smoke. So, but I didn't really look hard. If I had really looked hard, I would have noticed that they drew in the smoke, blew it out, and it would take them, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes to draw the smoke in and blow it out again. I just got in my head, draw it in, smoke, draw it in, blow it out, draw it in, blow it out. So that's what I did. Well, of course, you know what that does. That increases the heat of the pipe, that increases the heat of the tobacco, which basically scorches the tobacco, turning it into basically ash. The smoke is scorched and it tastes like ash when it gets to your mouth. So eventually after, and I was an aromatic pipe smoker up to just recently, to about 3 years ago. And I eventually was able to get to the point where I could keep the tobacco lit but not puff as hard or not draw as hard, and eventually the flavor came through. And I really enjoyed a lot of aromatic pipe tobacco. And I really never considered smoking any of the non-aromatic blends until recently, until about 3 years ago. Then I decided, I'm kind of cheating myself by just smoking aromatics. I need to, just diversify what I smoke just to see if there's anything better or anything different out there. So then I started smoking non-aromatics, Perique blends, Virginia Perique vapors, English blends, and wow, I really enjoyed them. And then about 1.5 years ago, well, no, it was probably a little less than that. Probably February of 2016, an individual that I just started doing the videos, and he suggested that I look into the breath method of smoking a pipe. Well, I'd never heard of it. So there was a gentleman on YouTube. I can't think of his name. Maybe one of you guys know. But he directed me to this individual, and I started watching his videos on the breath method. So I tried it out. Well, of course, it was difficult at first, like it has been with a lot of you. But eventually I got it. And when I got it, it was just like, aha moment. I got better flavor. I got less heat, no tongue bite. So I incorporated the breath method into the way I smoke my pipe. Now, I don't even smoke it any other way. I just do the breath method because it's so effortless. Sorry, so effortless, and it's so relaxing. And you incorporate that breath method as you breathe in and out. And I'm like, wow, why? What a moment to figure that out. Most of you have seen my videos on those, and you on the breath method, and you may find it difficult, but eventually you will get it. Um, so the evolution went from torment, trying to figure out how to smoke a pipe with no one to help, to finally learning how to smoke the pipe, not using the breath method. You have to calm down, and you have to kind of draw in, blow out. And it's kind of a balancing act. You got to figure out how to draw in the smoke without, one, the pipe heating up, and two, the pipe going out. So I finally eventually got to that point, and I was able to get good flavor. But once I learned how to use the breath method, that was it. I finally figured out how to smoke a pipe correctly. And that's what this channel is all about. That's what our pipe club is all about. It's a shame that there's not more people, or there wasn't more people at the time that were willing to take me under their wing and say, hey, this is how you smoke a pipe. I might have not had to gone through that agony of trying to figure out how to smoke a pipe. So that was one of the main reasons I started this channel, because I looked on, and there are channels where there are individuals that teach you things about how to smoke a pipe, but there's not one dedicated to teaching you everything that you need to know, or taking the experience that I have and pouring that into videos. So that's kind of the reason that I started the channel, is because I thought to myself, do I really want those individuals that are just starting to smoke a pipe to have to go through that agony? No, I do not. I want you to learn how to enjoy smoking your pipe. So to continue on with the evolution, I started smoking English blends, and I started smoking vapors, and I enjoy them. I do. There's, as you can see from my favorite tobaccos, a lot of them are straight Virginias, vapors, and I only have a couple of aromatics. But then I went to the opposite extreme. I stopped smoking aromatics altogether and just smoked English blends and vapors. Well, now I'm starting to come back. I'm starting to our next blend club selection is Lane 1Q. So I started smoking that, and because I have employed the breath method, I'm getting different and fuller flavors from that blend than I had in the past. So I said, well, if I'm getting better flavor out of this blend, maybe I should be smoking some of my other aromatics to see if I get good flavors out of those. And sure enough, by employing the breath method, I'm getting not only better flavor and fuller flavor, but I'm getting hints of different flavors. So that's really kind of neat. So from the evolution when we started, I started with aromatics, then went into English and vapors and non-aromatics. Now I'm going to be adding aromatics to that, to my repertoire, as you would say. I'm not going to go, from aromatics to non-aromatics and back to aromatics again. I'm going to combine the two. Today I feel like, Elizabethan mixture. Maybe next day I feel like Appalachian berry. The next day I may feel like, Westminster blend from GLPs. So the point is that the evolution may go, you may think to yourself, well, I started out with aromatics and they were horrible. I got tongue bite and they taste like ash and they were horrible. And then once you learn how to smoke a pipe and you go into non-aromatic blends, they may be better for you. And once you employ the breath method, you think, oh yeah, this is great. These are the flavors I want. But remember, when you started out with the aromatics and they kind of burned you, try aromatics again. I guarantee you that employing the breath method, you'll get fuller flavor, more flavor, and possibly different flavors. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.